What's up, everybody? I'm Justin with Crow Outdoor Productions. Got a new video coming at you right now. I'm going to go through. We got a lot of new people, a lot of new subscribers that haven't really doesn't realize that where we find out most of our arrowheads is from our very own campsite that's on our property. We purchased this place over 10 years ago, and it wasn't up until about 2 years ago now that we discovered we have an ancient Native American campsite located right here on our own property. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you the campsite, kind of the lay of the land. I got some ideas. I want you to tell me exactly what you think about them. And I'm going to show you all the artifacts that we found in 2025. I mean, it was a great year, let me tell you. But I'm going to show you the best of the best. I'm also going to roll the footage of that really large Gary point. I mean, it's our best find to date that we found, me and my boy. I'm going to show you that footage, and I'm going to show you the certificate where we got it authenticated. So come along, and I'll show you everything we got. Hey, and if you're new, this is the first time you've seen this, we really appreciate you subscribing if you like this kind of stuff. One thing I do want to throw out there is this is not just Native American artifacts, okay? We put hunting and fishing and camping videos out there, just kind of anything outdoors. My goal is to try and get not only my kids, but other kids in the outdoors. So that's kind of what I feel like my call in life is. So if you enjoy that, hit that subscribe button. Come on, let's go look at this campsite. Oh my gosh.
I want to pull it.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let's see if, can you see it? Look how big this son of a gun is. Oh my gosh.
Is that
hold
flint?
on.
Is that flint?
Dude, we have never found anything even close to something like this. Oh my gosh. Let me get a close-up because you can't tell how big it is.
And you also can't tell if it's flint. It might not be flint, honestly. It might just be.
Look at that.
As long as you
Oh, dear Lord Jesus, thank you. Oh my gosh.
I don't want to pull it.
Just flip it over slow, buddy. Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Oh wait, is it?
Dude, do not drop that.
That's broken a little bit right there, but that's a small chip.
Yeah.
It's a really small chip. Look, is that thing flint? Do we know that it's even real?
I don't know, but yeah, it's real.
It's a real arrowhead.
Oh my gosh.
That's the biggest arrowhead we found.
This is not an arrowhead. This is a for sure spear point. Let's take it over here to this water. We just got here. We had this major flood. What's that right there?
It's a clamshell.
Is it a clamshell?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Whoa. I just found a piece of flint that's really cool.
Dude. Points and poles, eat your heart out, oh son. He's the only person I've seen that finds stuff this ginormous. The little man, when something's big like this and chunky and fat and huge, he calls it chungus. This one right here, this is chungus. Can you believe that, dude? Hold it, don't drop it. Don't drop that.
Why? I don't think that's flint.
I don't know what it is.
Flint. That ain't not
But
flint.
it's built into something for sure, isn't it?
It's probably, it's some sort of hard rock. I bet it is flint. It just don't look like flint. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we're going to have to
Examine that.
have the guys at the OU look at that. My gosh, this is incredible. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is just amazing. Wow. Thank you, Jesus. I can't hardly quit shaking. This is incredible. We just found out there was stuff in the creek a week and a half ago, and then we had another flood and it washed in new stuff. Well, I checked this gravel bar over and over and over. I know this wasn't here. This is fresh. Wow. Thank you, Lord. All right, so this is just came up out of the creek. I was down there. And this property, where we know for sure is the actual campsite is about 4.5 acres in size. And this area right here, this is where we found our very first point. I found the first artifact that we'd ever really come across ever. But I was walking down through this trail. There used to be a cattle trail right here, and I was looking for a cow, and right over here there was a bunch of flakes in this eroded cattle trail. And I got to looking, I was like, man, that's just not a coincidence that that's here. And I got to looking and looking and looking, and then I found a piece. And then I knew that we was really on to something. So this, if you can see, right here's the flat. Over there's where we just came from. This flat right here. And then it drops down right over there. There's about a 6-foot elevation difference from the plateau here down into the floodplain. I've never found anything down there in the floodplain, but the creek that we just came out of goes right through there, and it goes up there and it turns back, and it goes a long ways and then turns back some more. So this place right here is kind of surrounded by the creek. So they could have came in with their canoes and accessed the other end of the campsite, or they could have went upstream and accessed it here. And we found the variety, you know, age variety of artifacts on both ends. What's interesting about this end of it, though, you know, the first part that we kind of discovered here, is this area has a lot more debitage in it. I mean, a lot more, but we find a lot less points here. So tell me why, kind of what you think that means. I really don't know. I mean, my theory is right here, it's just they kind of made a bunch of them here, but the other end was maybe where they had their primary fire. They came in from hunting or whatever, and that's just kind of where they hung out more. I really don't know. Tell me exactly what you think. There's a lot of people that watch this that know a lot more than I do. But we'll walk around over here, and over here where I got the sifter set up, this right here is where we found the silk cache. And I wish that I could have found them all at the same time, but I didn't. But I am convinced it's a cache. So right here where this hole is that I got dug, this is where I found the last two, right here. And I came through with the with my plow, my spring 2 chisel plow, and I found the first one right there. I found the other two right there. Right over here, I have found more monos than any place on this campsite. I mean, within a 10-foot square right here, I've probably found a dozen of them. So that's really, really interesting. It's kind of crazy how we find certain stuff in certain areas of the campsite. You know, certain areas we find more debitage. Certain areas we find more tools, dirt working tools. Certain areas we find more stuff that they would probably use for cooking and stuff like that. So it's just really, really intriguing to me. So right here, we've walked a little ways. We're probably a third way in the length to it, but here just continues to drop off the same way. So all this right here, only thing I've been able to do is test holes, and I find flakes in everything. Everything that's from right down there back up to the other side over here. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is taking out most of these trees. Now, I'm not a big fan of taking out trees from the areas of my place that already have trees. However, these are all elms, and they don't do a lot for our wildlife. We do we hunt and fish, and we run cattle too, but we kind of got the hunting land, and then we got the cattle land, and this is part of the hunting land. So I don't like to take out all my trees, but these elm trees ain't doing me a lot of good. So what I'm thinking is going through and taking out all the elm trees, maybe the hackberries, and that's it. And that would really open this up where we could, you know, find out what's in there. You know, that's one of the things. There's a lifetime of artifacts for me to find here. You'll see from the artifacts that I'm going to show you here in just a minute of, you know, just how much is here, because we've barely scratched the surface on this thing. So that's one of the things that I'm thinking. You know, tell me what y'all think. Do you think that's a good idea, bad idea? I'm not a tree hugger, okay? I'll just put that out there. However, I do, you know, try to keep the oaks, and we try to keep our hickory nut trees and our pecans and everything. I don't take out any trees that, you know, I just absolutely have to. But it would, you know, I want to know what all's here. And with the chisel plow, all I can do really is get down. We're not even getting below a good plow line really with it. I could get a moldboard plow and really get a lot deeper, and I may do that eventually. But right now I'm only taking, you know, it's only getting about 6 inches down really when I take this through. So here, that's solid dirt right there where my hand is. So 6 or 7 inches is about all I'm able to get down into this topsoil. And we're finding, you know, everything from 2,500 year old, 3,000 year old artifacts within that first 6 or 7 inches of the layer. Now the older stuff that I found, I've done that by free digging or sifting, and able to get all the way down right next to the clay layer. The layers, the dirt layers on this side change so much. Like at the other end that we're going to, the clay is only about a foot deep. Right here where we just left, the clay is almost 2 foot deep. But in the so you got maybe 10 inches of really dark organic soil, we find artifacts and all that. Then it goes through a layer of really light colored sandy soil, and that's where we found our oldest artifacts so far. And that's why I like to do the sifting, you know, as well, because we're able to get a lot further down and than I can with the plow. But there's a lot that I don't know so far about this, and you know, there's a lot of people that say, well, you shouldn't be plowing, you're breaking artifacts. So just so I put this on the record, the Oklahoma Archaeological Society know about this site. I've recorded this site, and from being able to have conversations with them, one of the things that we find here is 85 to 90% of the artifacts that we find are broken. 85 to 90% of the artifacts that they find when they are doing very, very, you know, professional type digs where they go layer by layer, it's about that same percentage. So how many am I really breaking with that chisel plow? Now, if I was disking this, I believe 100% that I would break way more than I do with that chisel plow. One of the other things I'd like to say is whenever I plow this, like I have this morning, this soil is very, very damp already. So with that said, the artifacts that I'm bringing up to the surface, the soil around them is a lot softer. So I feel like I'm using that approach to not break any if I am. Now, so far to date, 2 artifacts I know for sure I've broken. One of them probably with a shovel when I was free digging. Not certain. I did have, you know, both pieces, and I was able to put it back together. The other one I know when I came in with my tractor and a front end loader, or maybe it was a dozer, I can't remember, but I busted it in 2 and I found both of those artifacts. Now right here in this spot, we find also more cooking stuff. I've found broken points here. I've never found a whole point here, not even one. But I found mono after mono. I found a matati right over there. I found it live. I think that was on one of my first videos actually. And I found it live when I was filming. It was broke completely in half. I mean, I never did recover that other half. But maybe one day I will. Through here, this is just, you know, an area where I was able to come through, and this is kind of connecting the two. So right now I just kind of got the farthest end away from us where we just came from, and then this spot here in the middle, and then this is the other end. This is where we find most of our killer points. And we found points everywhere, or broken points or artifacts, different stuff. But we found a lot more right down here. This spot is the highest point on this whole campsite, right through there. It's much higher than everywhere else. So why, you know, tell me what you think. Why do we find so much more right here? Is this where their main fire was, their main hangout? See, on the back side over here, I have plowed that, but there's almost no topsoil there. And I have found arrowheads over there, but they've been mostly just right on the top of the ground. So the creek, if you remember, I was saying it wraps around to the campsite. It's just right on the other side of them oak trees right there. That's the creek right there. So they could have came in with their canoes right there, hopped out, come up here, hung out with the family, prepared whatever they got, cooked it. I don't know, it's pretty cool though. One thing is for sure is, you know, it almost feels like a dream. I know there's so many people that would love to be able to have a site like this, and I just feel so blessed that I have this. You know, me and my kids, they've all found artifacts here. Me and the boy, he's still at that point where he kind of likes to come out with me and hang out, and he comes out here, and he may not always just go looking for arrowheads or whatever, but he's able to get out here and enjoy God's creation. He goes, runs, climbs trees, plays down in the creek, has a good old time. I just feel so blessed, and you know, it just kind of feels like a dream to be able to have this site, and having had an interest in Native American artifacts all my life and not finding them up until, you know, I was 36, 37 years old. But now I got the rest of my life, God willing, to come out here and find more. But let's go. Let me tell you about these arrowheads. Let me show you everything that we found for this year. I think some of you seen some of them, some of you hadn't. If you haven't and you like this kind of stuff, man, we get into everything. We hunt and we fish. We hunt and we fish, and just do a little bit of everything on this channel, camping and stuff like that. But if you like the arrowhead hunting, we try to post arrowhead hunting videos at least monthly. So if you could please like and subscribe to this video, it's very important for the algorithm to get this video out. So just real quick, that's that last spot there we came from. Right up here's the middle, this middle area. And every time I can, if the moisture's right, I come in and I push out a little bit more elm trees, exposing a little bit more soil, and each time I find more and more stuff. But once I get all this thick stuff out, you know, that's one of the things that's so crazy, is what is still there. That's what keeps, you know, arrowhead hunters going. People that enjoy this hobby, that's what they, you know, live for right there. What is in that next shovelful, you know? What's going to be in the next sifter box? So one of the things I wanted to mention was back up there where I was talking about the, you know, they could have came in with their canoes right there. Just upstream from it is that main gravel bar that we found most of our artifacts down in this creek on. So one thing, you know, we found, you know, arrowheads from that point all the way upstream to our campsite. Nothing beyond that. Do you think there's anything in that, you know, further upstream? Is it just a coincidence that we haven't found anything further up? Or is everything we're finding in the creek washed out of our campsite? I don't know. Tell me what you think. All right, here we go. We got, I think me and the boy counted last night. We found 78 whole pieces, or some of these are 90%ers. Like this one here's got the broken tip, but we counted that one, and we found 300 to 400 brokes, maybe even more. I didn't count them. They're all over there, just tons of brokes. But this is our greatest finds, and I'll just kind of go through and tell you what I know about them. Maybe you remember some of them, you know, if you look at them real good. This one right here and this one here did not come from this campsite. They came from our buddy's place that has a creek, but that creek does dump directly into this creek, which goes around our campsite. But that thing is a killer now. The book says this is a dun, D-U-N-N. Some people call them barbed Garys as well, but one of the main things is how thin they are. That thing is super thin, let me tell you. One of the things you'll also notice is most of these, so what I know about these cherts, these are all Ozark cherts. Some of them's what they call Reed Springs, I believe, but they're all out of the Ozarks. This guy here though, this is a jasper. So a lot of people find these all over the country. This might be what their common material is, but that one is not our common material, as you can see. We don't find anything hardly at all, and I found this down in the creek. It's a nice point though. I really like this one. I know the tips just barely broke there, but I don't know, it's just something about it. It's not the prettiest one, but it's different. It's really, really different, actually. And it's got that waxy feel to it, like it's heat treated. Pretty cool, though. Most of these are Garys, but, you know, some of them are not. Like these more like bow and arrow style points. These aren't Garys. The Garys are mostly addle darts. For the most part, I have found some that I would say are probably an arrowhead, so it may have been towards the end of the Gary culture, but the bow and arrow had came through because the stem is wide enough where it could have been kind of like that one, maybe on a arrow shaft. Tell me what you think though. This piece right here, really, really cool. We found down in the creek. I never did get a for sure answer from anybody on it, but the way that thing is beveled and that tip's broke, I think that was a drill. And the way that's worked with that bevel is to help get them chips up. That's a really cool piece though. It's different, very, very unique. That's a killer. Found that one down in the creek. This is the one I made in that video, or when I made the video, I was sifting and found this. This is the only point I found that day, but it's Reed Springs chert. And that thing is, I mean, that thing is awesome. That's one of my favorite points, for sure. That drill right there, found that in 2 different segments. It's been glued right there where my thumb is. You can't hardly even tell. It went right back perfectly. That's one of the only pieces, and I don't think I broke that one. I found the stem actually about 20 feet from where I found that drill. Over here, these are our celts that I found, the celt cache. So this one is not from 2025. It's actually the first video from this year, or the second video actually. Those 2 I did find in 2025. I thought it'd be cool to throw that in there with them. This guy right here, well, let's come back to it. Right here's all our birdies. I mean, this I think is a spoke shave, but tell me what you think. I don't know for sure. That birdie though is so small. Them 2, both of them. That's the ones that I kind of feel like are atlatl darts, but I'm not certain. This one here is translucent. This little bitty point. That thing's really cool. Really cool. The little man, he likes that one. Like that one a lot. This piece right here, this is just like a cobblestone I found up here on the campsite. They make a lot of the points out of this, but all them, I don't know if you could be able to see them. Yeah, you can probably see them. Those are crinoid fossils inside that. That is so cool. Really cool. This is that double-bitted axe my little man found. We found them. Those are dirt working tools right there. We didn't find a lot of dirt working tools that were whole this year. This is that huge Gary I found down in the creek just upstream of this big one. This is a blade. I never did get a answer on this material. It's totally different, or it just looks really, really different. I don't know. That's a really cool blade though. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So it's got little inclusions in it. Oh, it's really neat. This guy, he stole the show though. I don't know if I'll ever find one like this again. And it was really, really special to have my little man down in the creek with me that day. I mean, we walked right up on it. That's why I showed that footage. That was just really, really special. Really, really special to me. Have him there with me. Let me get that. There it is right there. He graded that as a 9. Pretty cool. What was interesting about this particular material is it's Edwards Springs. No, what is it? Edwards, just Edwards. Edwards chert, and that's from Southwest Texas. So it traveled, that particular material at least traveled a long ways to get right here. So that thing measured it says right there, 6.175, 175 thousandths of an inch, and the width was 2 inches, 285 thousandths of an inch. It's absolutely incredible. There it is. I mean, it's mine now. That was a really good save to have the boy with me. But I'm just truly blessed. It's like a dream. I ain't gonna lie. It feels like a dream being able to look at this and know that somewhere out there there's more of these artifacts just waiting for us. So you guys stay tuned. Like and subscribe to this video, and hype it if you will. It really helps the algorithm. We're gonna go through and we're gonna do a lot more sifting this year. We're gonna do a lot more creek walking. I missed 2 or 3 months last year where I couldn't get out, but we're gonna have some good times, God willing. So thanks everybody. Appreciate you watching. God bless.